This is one of the miniature Psion Organiser II recreations. This is running a Pico 2, but it's a Pimoroni Pico Plus 2, which means it's got 8 megabytes of external SPI RAM and 16 megabytes of flash. And it's currently running the recreation code, which is sort of written in C. And the display here is a graphics display, it's an OLED display, and the keys, these are just bare tactile switches here. But I'm going to operate it over the serial CLI, which is coming over one of the USB links. And I've got a menu here, but I'm going to drop into interactive mode. And in here I can mount the SD card, which is plugged into the Mini, and that's a 64 gig card. So if I then have a look at the root directory, you can see that there's quite a few OPL programs there, and these are OPL programs in the Organiser II format, well, most of them, and I've ported over my recreated or rewritten OPL compiler from the PC to the Pico 2. That's why I need the SD card and the extra 8 meg of RAM, because at the moment the compiler is running in a sort of debug mode, and it needs to write debug files. So it writes about 2 megabytes of files when it translates an OPL program. And also, because it's more table driven than the original Organiser, which was in a very, very small amount of memory, it's a larger program, and it needs more memory for tables and so on. So the whole thing's table driven. It's fairly easy to add new commands to OPL, and one of the commands I've added is for graphics. So if I cat the graphics2.opl program, you can see that it's a sort of standard. You can ignore the sort of extra messages top and bottom. You can see it's a standard OPL Organiser program, except it's got the gcls command and the gpoint command, and they're commands that I've added to OPL. They use 2 of the unused Q codes, and there aren't very many unused Q codes, so a different method of adding commands is going to have to be added to the compiler, so that you don't use up a lot of Q codes adding your new commands. So anyway, I can translate that. I'll do that now, just as a demo. So that's now compiling the OPL into the OB3 format, which will be executed. And it takes quite a while because it's writing quite a lot of it's writing quite a lot of debug files. You can see there are files. What have we got? The main one is output.txt, which I think's just gone off the screen, isn't it? Is it? Where it is? Yeah, so it's there. It's about a megabyte, that file, together with the other files, and they're useful. So if I look at the intcode.txt file, so that is a representation of the internal code that the compiler uses to generate the Q code. So you get a lot of debug information, you can sort out problems and things. You've also got information about the variables that are used in the program. There's only 2, and other stuff. But anyway, if we run that and keep an eye on the screen, if I run graphics2.ob3, you can see the screen's cleared and it's drawn a square while it's printing some stuff out. It's not particularly fast. I mean, this is running in a debug mode really, with all the files that have been generated and so on. But that is an example of 2 graphics commands that have been added to OPL, so that you can clear the screen and plot points on the screen.